liven things up, make them a bit more fun and interactive. So we're going to give it a go. And really just to say that these sessions, the purpose of these sessions is that when you have chronic pain, when you're living with chronic pain, it can be, movement can start to become something really threatening, something that you start to fear and worry about doing. So what we're trying to do is, through doing mindful movement, we're trying to shift our body's perception of movement as something threatening or something harmful. We're trying to build a sense of safety around movement. And we're learning to move in a way that's more easeful and less full of struggle. Okay, so we're shining the light of our awareness on our movement and just sort of picking up information and seeing if we can build some slightly more easeful ways of moving. Because as we know, movement is so important for life, to live a full life. And when movement starts to become something that we only do when it's absolutely necessary, we can find that life becomes incredibly dull, incredibly limited. So many wonderful, lovely things that start to become off limits or on our no-go list. So what we're trying to do is access movement again in a safe, easeful way, so that it opens up the possibility of living a slightly more rich and meaningful life, and enjoyable life, because we know that when we live a more rich and meaningful life, that also helps us to cope with pain. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you here have that experience. So on week 1, we spoke about the ways in which we might be resisting movement, avoiding movement, or fearing movement, what some of those signs are that we can look out for. Because if we can turn off some of those habits, we'll be sending less of those threat and danger messages to the brain and nervous system. Okay, so we spoke about the ways that we can detect if we're fearing movement and avoiding movement and overcompensating. And then week 2, we spoke about the breath and why the breath is such an amazing tool in building a sense of safety around movement. How if we can move with an awareness of our breath, maybe even linking up our breath to our movement or our movement to our breath, we start to tap into and access what is called our soothing system, those parts of the brain and nervous system that help us to feel safe, connected, find solutions, reason through things, regulate stress and difficult emotions. So we talked about the breath. And today what we're speaking about is really the sense of being able to shift our focus. So when you have pain, you may have got really, really good at always looking out for your pain, or always looking out for things that could potentially trigger your pain or could be potentially harmful. So we can become a bit hyper-focused on our painful areas, or on constantly searching out for threatening things. And this is something that's called hypervigilance. And it is very connected to people developing persistent pain that doesn't go away as it would in an acute kind of pain situation. So today, what we're going to try and do is, as we meditate and as we move, we're going to see whether we could notice whenever our mind is being dominated and hijacked by thinking about pain or fearing pain, and instead seeing if we could shift, well, not necessarily shift our attention away from that, but just seeing if we could also start to open up to other sensations in our body or in our mind, maybe things that feel more neutral. So rather than drifting always to what feels unpleasant in our body, could we also open up to things that might feel neutral or maybe even pleasant sensations in our body? Okay, so that is what we're going to do. We're going to practice shifting our awareness, and I'm just going to spotlight myself. Does anyone have any quick questions about that, about why we're doing that, or what we're doing? Maybe all of that went over your head, and don't worry if it did. Okay, So the part that everyone's looking forward to, which is the meditation. Yeah, let's start with that. All right. So just settle into whatever you're sat on. So I think most of you are sitting. It's okay to be lying or standing, but I'm going to guide you as if you're sitting. So just find even weight through both sides of your body if you can, and just sitting in a way that feels relaxed, but also alert. So you're not going to just drop off to sleep. Yeah, that's always a danger, especially towards the end of the day, isn't it? Okay, and it's all right if you do fall asleep. But we're trying to stay relaxed and alert if possible, and bringing your feet and your hands down onto the ground and onto your legs. Yeah, so your hands and feet are resting against support. And then you'll soften your shoulders and face. And find, as I said, a relaxed but tall or long spine if possible. And close your eyes if it feels safe to do that. And if it doesn't feel safe, just soften your gaze or cast your gaze down. And you're going to take a few deep breaths in and out. Just starting to draw a line under the day. Saying, okay, that's done. And now this is starting. I'm doing something different now. So with each deep breath in and out, you're coming away from all the activity around you and all the activity in your mind as well. And your breath comes home to your body and your attention comes home to your breath. So we're bringing our attention back into our body with each breath in and out. And each breath can really fill your lungs right up to your throat. And each breath out, breathing out fully, completely, without any strain, without any restriction. Breathing out as fully as you can. And then let your breath settle back to its natural rhythm. Maybe notice the points of contact between you and the chair and between you and the ground. And note or notice the parts of your body that resist gravity, the parts that still want to hold on tight and do all the work. And just give those parts of you permission to fully let go to gravity. And that might be in your face or your shoulders or your jaw, your forehead, the hips and groin area, or your back. So give yourself permission to rest as fully as you can in the chair. Fully accept the support that's here for you from the chair and the ground. And feel into the parts of your body that are a bit heavier, where you feel that sense of weight. And I know it can be really distracting when you have pain. It's always trying to grab your attention. And if that's happening, just tend to it, acknowledge it. Just say, yes, I know. I hear you, I feel you. And now I'm gonna just come back to feeling the weight of my body on the chair. So you might give your pain a little bit of airtime. And then return your attention to what I'm saying, if possible. So get a sense of how you feel right now. How has your day been? How is life and the events that are occurring in your life or in the world? How are they touching you or affecting you? What's alive and on top for you? Find 1 or 2 words to describe how you're feeling inside. in your body, in your mind, in your heart. And now start to gently take your attention on a journey through your body. So you're just taking that inner gaze, that inner vision, like a torchlight, shining it through your body. Just start at your head and your face, and then flowing into your neck and shoulders and arms. And bringing a curious, open awareness to whatever is you are aware of, to whatever is showing up in your body. What can you pick up in your face, your neck, and your shoulders? Maybe you just feel the air against your skin, or some tightness, the clothing on your skin, warmth or coolness, softness or heaviness, or any other sensations. And also areas of no sensation. Just start to become aware. And then flowing your attention down through your arms, right down to your fingertips. Seeing if you can occupy the whole of your arm on the surface, but also deep inside with your awareness. Just fully inhabit your arms. And then flowing your attention back up to your throat, chest, rib cage, front, back, and sides. And then drop your awareness into your tummy. And then let your awareness flow into your hips, your pelvis, your private regions, your thighs, knees, shins, and feet. And then flow your attention up your back body, right up the back of your thighs, your buttocks, the spine, shoulder blades, upper back. So just fully inhabiting your body, observing with a keen awareness. And rather than searching out sensations, just seeing what sensations rise up to meet you. And getting curious about how you meet those sensations. The pleasant sensations, the unpleasant ones, the neutral sensations. Do you cling on to some sensations? Cling on to what maybe feels pleasant? And then when you feel something difficult or unpleasant, instead of trying to push it away, could you just let it be as it is? Without pushing it away, and not clinging on to anything either, or getting lost in any feelings of your body. Just notice what's happening for you in this moment without judging or changing anything. And if anything feels painful or difficult, just attending to it gently, kindly, and allowing it to be there as best you can. Maybe taking your breath there to soften around it and open to it. Bringing that quality of kind attention, loving awareness to whatever you feel in your body right now. Just being willing to feel all of it, even the unpleasant. Now just expanding to notice what else is here. Maybe even finding one pleasant sensation in your body. Maybe there's the taste of something nice that you drank or ate in your mouth, or a feeling of warmth somewhere in your body, or a softness. Just seeing what other sensations are there if you choose to notice. It could just be that safe feeling, that reassuring feeling of the flowing breath. So just sitting here, experiencing your whole body alive with different sensations, and aware of sensations other than just your pain too. When you're ready, just taking a deep breath in and exhaling long and slow through your mouth. Sigh the breath out. Sigh it out. And then we'll connect to the breathing just for a little bit longer before we go into movement. So with your breath in, just imagine you're breathing in through your feet, the soles of your feet. So it's like you're breathing in the energy of the earth. Last week was Earth Day, and nature around us is so beautiful right now. So much is blossoming and alive. So just imagine a nature scene somewhere beautiful, and you're picturing your feet flat on the ground on that grassy earth perhaps. As you breathe in, just breathing in through your feet, let the breath travel through your legs, through your torso, right up to the top of your head. And then as you breathe out, just sending the breath down your body and out through your feet. And there's a sense of replenishing and re-energizing. So your breath out, just dropping what you don't need from your mind and your heart, sending it down into the earth, and your breath in, just filling and recharging. And then just noticing and pausing or resting at the top of the breath in for a moment before you breathe out. And at the bottom of the breath out, just for a moment before you breathe in. If it helps you, you could imagine a rectangle in your mind, a rectangle that's just standing on its short edge. You're tracing around it as you breathe, the breath in, taking you up one long edge, pausing at the top, short edge, breath out, taking you down the other side, pausing at the bottom of that breath out on that short edge. So keep going like that with the breath. And then when you feel ready, you can still keep your eyes closed. It does help. But if you want to open them, you can. And with that next breath in, just feeling the shoulders come up with that breath in. Shoulders rising to meet your ears, scrunching them up. And then with your next breath out, let the shoulders down. And again, keep moving at the pace of your breathing. Release, just one more. Moving with your breath, letting the breath help you move. And just rest, notice how you feel. And then letting your head become heavy, drawing your face or your chin down towards your chest. You don't have to touch your chest. And hang your head, soften your shoulders. And with your next breath in, just tracing a half moon, a crescent, circling your head over to one side and up, and then down the same side as you exhale. Breath in, just taking you up one half of a full moon. And then your breath out, you just drop down the same side. And let's switch over to the other side. When your breath in comes, you circle up. You might gaze up above and then just circle down. And if anything feels uncomfortable, if you're feeling dizzy or when you're getting a really strong headache or any unusual symptoms, then please just ease off and let your head just hang in that starting position. Always just doing what feels right. Only going into the mild or soft edge of any familiar symptoms. And then come back to where you started, just let your head hang. Notice how you feel. And gently start to scoop your head back up to sit back on top of your neck and your spine. Again, just notice how am I feeling. Does anything feel different? Okay, and then hands to shoulders. Remember, we're trying to fully inhabit each of these movements and seeing what other things there are to notice rather than looking out for pain. Connect your breath again. Just make sure your feet are planted on the ground. Breath in, the elbows come forwards and up. Sorry, I should have said that. Put your hands on your shoulders. Yeah, so start with your hands on your shoulders. The next breath in, the elbows travel forwards and up. Maybe going past your ears, and then forwards and down. On the breath out. Again, with your breath, elbows travel up, and then down. And you could just stay with that. Or if you want to, next time the elbows come up, they're also going to come out to your sides and then down. Like you're drawing a circle with the points of your elbows. Breath in, the elbows come up towards your ears and then out and down on the breath out. Just one more. Really feel your shoulder blades at the back spreading apart and then squeezing together as you circle out and down. Let's change direction. So elbows come back to the side and then up, and then forwards and down. No need to think, just making a circle with your elbows. Flow with your breath. Relaxed jaw, soft face and forehead as you move. Oh, last one, coming down, rest your arms. Just notice how you're doing, how you feel. Can you feel the echoes of that movement inside your body? And then folding the elbows again, just turn your palms away from you. And it's that spring cleaning time of year, isn't it? So we're trying to declutter not only our outer environment, but also inside. Maybe there's a lot of thoughts, a lot of mental clutter. So with your next breath in, just pressing your hands away from you, out to the sides, like you're creating some room, some space, inside and outside. And then soften your wrists, flop your hands down, fold the arms into your sides again. With your breath in, pressing away, opening up, creating some space, declutter. Breath out, soft wrists, draw the arms in again. Your arms are just riding on the waves of your breath. connected, synchronized breath and movement. And then just doing the same thing but pressing forwards. Soften your wrists as you bring the arms back. Really connect to your breathing. You can imagine that your hands are just floating on top of some waves, or that your arms are waves. One more. This time, just keep your arms out there. Look at your hands, looking at the backs of your hands. Just take in what you can see. Are your fingers touching, or are they spread apart? You got a bit of a tan on your hands. And then just turn the palms to look at you now. Just notice, these are my hands. And then just circle the wrists, beginning to circle and rotate. And then rotate the other way. And gradually rotating the arms back in towards you. And rest. Rest your arms down. Lovely. Just take that moment to check in. Just noticing what feels different in your physiology. Maybe you're warming up a little bit. And now just feel into your feet and seat area again, feeling where your bottom makes contact with the chair. Come forward to the front of your chair. And we've done this one before, but what we're doing is just like a flower opening to the sun in the morning and then closing at night. That's what we're going to do. So your tummy and chest draw forwards and the arms just draw back. Okay, flower opening. And then your tummy and chest draw back. Your arms can come forward, your head flops forward, rounding your spine. So move with the breath in, taking you forwards. The breath out, just rounding out your back body, releasing all the effort, softening. Breath in, forwards, expressing your heart, maybe gazing up towards some beautiful sunshine. And the breath out. So find your flow. Just moving at the pace of your breathing. So noting when you're breathing in and then moving. Noticing when you're breathing out and then moving. Last one, and just stay there with your arms wide, opening to the sun. Lift your heart. Take a whole breath in and out of your chest here. Exhale, soften your arms down. Soften your shoulders and face. How do you feel now? Might need to rotate those shoulders a bit. Gives them a bit of a shrug or a wriggle. You can shake out your arms too, if you'd like to. Okay, and one last one with the arms. So bring your hands palm to palm in front of your chest. You could just press your thumbs up against your chest bone to lift your chest slightly. And then the breath in, just taking your hands up. Breath out, bringing them down again. How far you go is really up to you. Listen to your body. There's no prizes for how far you go. Can you only go as far as your mild symptoms allow? We're trying to create safety, not a threat in our body, okay? That doesn't mean we avoid the pain, but we're also aware of how much we can lean into it. And then next time your hands come up, just keeping them there. And then with your breath out, opening up the arms. Breath in brings the hands together again. Breath out, hands back to your heart. Okay, so this time you're going to imagine you're opening up again, opening up, creating space for lots of good things to come into your life, your day. And we all have good things, don't we? But sometimes our mind is just so focused on everything that's wrong. So let's breathe in, take the hands up. Breath out like you're a funnel ready to receive and recognize all the good things that are right around you, all that abundance. Breath in, hands come together. Breath out, back to your heart. Remember to take a rest if you need to. We'll do one more if you want to. Opening out completely, letting the arms come right down to your sides maybe. And the breath in, hands meet above. Breath out, hands to heart. And just rest here with your hands at your heart for a moment. Full breath in and out. And release your arms. You need a little shrug or a shake anywhere. Just take that, okay? Do that. Lovely. And now we'll do a slightly different movement in the horizontal plane. So again, palm to palm with your hands. Breath in takes the hands forward. And then the breath out, just taking one arm out to the side. So we're getting a bit of rotation through our spine. Just going as far as feels comfortable. The breath in brings you back to center. Breath out like a crocodile or a Venus, well, not sure if a Venus flytrap opens like this, but like you're opening up again, yeah? Creating space, getting rid of all that clutter inside or out. Breath in always brings you back to center. Breath out opens you. And just seeing if you want to turn a little bit more. You don't have to. Doing what feels comfortable. And then once you've done your second side, rest your arms. Done quite a lot with the arms. Okay, so let your arms just hang by your side for a moment. Shake off any tension. Lovely. And then walk your feet in towards you a touch. And we're going to do a little forward fold. So let me just demonstrate. There's going to be two options, okay? An easier version and a harder version. And you can always just rest out if you don't want to do it at all. Or pick what feels right for you. So the breath in will suit your arms forward and up. The breath out like you're painting a wall, flowing forwards and down. Okay, up to you how far you go. Then the hands touch onto your legs, taking a breath in and out here to soften. Okay, letting your head fully release to the earth, letting go with gravity. And then the breath in just to roll your spine up. Okay, so that's the first version. Then another version, if you want to challenge yourself more, is breath in, breath out to flow forwards and down. And this time, as you come down, or when you come down, you're going to lift your bottom off the chair, straightening your knees. So you're standing in a floppy forward bend. You're going to take a breath in and out here to soften and hang your spine and head and neck. And then you're going to sit your bottom back down onto the chair on a breath in, and then breathe out to roll your spine back up. Okay? Right, so we just added a stand up and a sit down. And one last thing, when you come up, you can come up with your hands on your legs, or you could take the arms wide to fly up. Okay? All right, so just seeing what feels good for you. When you're ready, the breath in takes the arms forward and up. Breath out, painting that wall, flowing forwards and down. And you could just stay here taking a few breaths. If you want to, lifting your bottom off the chair and hang. And then sitting back down. And breathing in. It doesn't matter whether you're in or out, just rolling the spine up again. Do one more breath in. Flow those arms forward and up. Breath out, paint your wall. Hang and just soften, let go of any tension. If you want to, you can stand and hang. And then just sitting back down And maybe rolling up or taking the arms wide to fly up. Breath in and breath out, hands down to your heart. And just sit there for a moment. Did quite a lot just there. Notice how you feel. And maybe you pushed yourself a bit too much. Or maybe you didn't, you know. And that's okay. Everything's learning. But sometimes we can get quite enthusiastic and yeah, just noticing how it felt to do that. And maybe it felt good. Maybe it felt good. Okay, rest your hands. And now whoever would like to, you can come up into standing. And those of you who aren't coming into standing, you can do the upper body part from sitting, okay? And you can also focus on that earth breathing that we did right at the beginning. Yeah, so breathing in through the soles of your feet, taking the breath up the body, and then breathing out and down through the soles of your feet, breathing down to the earth, okay? So let's do that whether you're standing or sitting. Plant your feet on the ground, spread out the soles of your feet, soften your knees, activate your thighs, so switch the thighs on, long spine, soft shoulders, and just seeing if you can soften into the lower back a touch, heavy hips. Okay, the breath, breathing in through your feet, up your body, and the breath out, send the breath down. Just doing that one more time. Anyone who is standing that doesn't feel very stable, please keep your eyes open and a chair either to your side or in front of you, so it's there for a little bit of support if you needed it. Okay. Right, now just stepping one leg out wide, turn both feet to point outwards. Okay. Again, plant your feet, draw those thigh muscles up towards your hips, drawing the core and pelvic floor muscles in and up a little bit as well. Not too hard. Just so you know that they're there. Yeah, so you know that they're just switching on, doing something. Okay. And then when we're ready, with your elbows just pinned to your waist, we're going to try just bending into the knees. If you can't do this because of knee pain, you could imagine doing it, or just going as far as you feel comfortable, okay? Another way to do it is to do it with your back up against the wall for a little bit of support, or as I mentioned, your hands on a chair to your side or on a chair in front of you. Okay, so when you're ready, we're just squatting a little bit, bending the knees, sink your hips back, send your weight into your heels as well as your toes. And then on the breath in, we're opening out like a star. And this is one that I learned from Despina, who's here today. Okay, so we're just spreading out like a star. Spread your fingers, opening up your chest, just projecting all four limbs out away from your body. And then the breath out, drawing it all in again. Breath in, opening, taking up the space, unapologetic about who you are, and just shining whatever you're here to shine. Yeah, sprinkling a bit of goodness into other people's lives, or just letting yourself feel some joy and then sprinkling some joy around you as well. So we're breathing out as we bend and draw the arms in, breathing in as we open out, and then we're breathing out as we come in, breathing in as we open everything up. And then just stand here for a moment, let your breath flow in and out. How does it feel to really take up some space in a good way? And then let's release the arms down. Awesome. Okay, and then just stepping one leg in. Yeah, just doing that safely, in a way that's kind and safe to you. Give your knees a wriggle. Okay, right. So finding hip width with your feet again. And let's do a small qigong flow. Okay, so with this, we will start with the knees on a bit of more of a bend. Yeah, and your hips are sort of sinking. Arms can hang, soft shoulders and face always. And then with your breath in, your hands come to your shoulders. And with your breath out, you're just gonna, like you're pressing or pushing something away diagonally. Yeah. And then don't breathe in again, just let your arm come down. Okay, then the other arm, breath in, hand to shoulder, breath out, reaching diagonally across and maybe turning your body towards that side, pausing your breath as you bring that arm down. And then the other arm, breath in, breath out, bring the arm down. Breath in, hand to shoulder, breath out, arm down. Breath in, breath out diagonal, bring it down. Breath in, breath out. I'm sinking a bit with my breath out in my knees. Come down. And a sense again of making space. Take all your attention into your hand, perhaps, looking at your hand as it moves. You can do this in sitting as well. And the arm comes down. And then just sit here for a moment. We'll do one last one. This time as you breathe in, the arms rise. They circle out and above. And then palms facing each other but not touching, just coming down through the middle. With the breath in, we sort of extend the knees a little. And the breath out, we sit or drop and bend and sink a little bit into the legs. And just try and find a flow. Breath in and out. Breath in. The breath out, down through the middle. The breath in, just circling out and just as far as you feel comfortable to. Breath out, hands in front of your chest, coming down, center, midline of your body. Move at the pace of your breath. Always aware of your feet connected to the ground. And then last one. Let your arms hang. Might straighten the legs again. Just notice how you feel. And then a favorite part, we're gonna imagine we're shaking that bottle of water. So just jiggling at the ankles and knees to start with. Then it sort of spreads up into your hips. Then like you're just shaking, jiggling, it's just reverberating up through the spine as well, up into your shoulders and your neck, your arms. Having a good old shake out. Okay, releasing all the stress. And it's great to make a sound as you do this. So let's just try saying an ah or a ah. You're muted, so you can go as loud as you like. Okay, maybe you're really frustrated, so you could have a little yell or a shout. Ah. And then taking your hands up onto your chest to tap, still making that sound. Yeah, whatever sound felt good. Ah. 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 And tapping up over onto your face, your jaw, your cheekbones, around the sides of your eyes, up onto your forehead, where the eyebrows meet, and then coming out again to the sides of your eyes, your cheeks, jaw. Ah. And then tapping onto your chest and maybe loose fists here pounding onto your chest. Really really deep breaths as you're doing this, okay? We hold so much stress and tension in our body. This is really a chance to release. And if it feels good, you can come right down to your tummy now as well. And then just slow it down and maybe just still with or just rest your hands onto your tummy around your navel, just for a moment. Feel the touch of your hands on your tummy. And feel the breath moving in and out of your belly. Hands just bob up and down a touch. Sometimes it can feel really good just to touch, put our hands on our own body, to comfort, to reassure, to bring some safety. Okay. And just notice how you're feeling. Lovely. And then bring your arms down. And now for a bit more fun. Okay, so we're going to try something that we haven't done before.